Teslacam. I hope you're satisfied.
Stewart was driving his Model Y in Memphis, Tennessee when he noticed a car with only one headlight speeding up behind him. When the car passed him, he noticed that it was a Nissan Maxima that was already all smashed up. Stewart couldn't imagine what type of action it had seen. Up ahead, we can see cars swerving to the side of the road to go around two white sedans whose drivers had stopped in the middle of the road to talk to each other. The Nissan pulled up alongside them and rolled down its windows. Just as this happened, a Fox News van pulled up next to Stewart. They both got front row seats to what happened next. The passenger of the Nissan got out with a rifle and jumped into the white Toyota. Remembering the slogan on the side of the Fox News van, Stewart searched online the next morning for shootings in Memphis, but he didn't find any news reports. Ross was driving his Model 3 home from work in Canberra, Australia, when a biker merged in behind him and got really close to him. The BMW behind the biker was driving even closer to the back wheel of the motorcycle. That's when Ross started slowing down for traffic up ahead. The biker tried to swerve to the left lane to avoid a collision, but it seems like he locked his rear brake up, resulting in a high side. He missed the back of the Tesla by inches. Ross stopped and rendered aid, as did the drivers both in front and behind. The biker was okay, although he had some injuries to his hands since he wasn't wearing any gloves. Ross adds that it was mostly the biker's pride that was injured. Josh was leaving work in Auburn, Alabama and following another Model 3 down the road. Together, they passed a FedEx driver who was having a very bad day. Michael was waiting at an intersection when he noticed a police vehicle on the opposite side trying to navigate through traffic with lights and siren activated. Suddenly, it crashed. As Michael approached the scene of the accident, he could see that the cop car had crashed into another car that was attempting to turn left coming out of a bank's parking lot. If only that had been a bank robber, that would have been a great takedown. Speaking of bank robbers, Dan was waiting at a red light when a Chrysler sped past him with the passengers wearing Freddy Krueger masks. Michael was driving his Model S on the freeway in Moscow, Russia. Just as he was about to take an exit, a Kia overtook him on the shoulder and almost smashed into him. Fortunately, an accident was avoided, but Michael still sent the video to the police. So far, he hasn't heard anything back from them. Let's head back to the United States with this rather spectacular video from Dave, who was attacked by a boat on the highway. He was driving his Model 3 down I-495 in Northborough, Massachusetts. Autopilot was engaged when a cooking pot flew out of the back of a boat being towed. Autopilot didn't react to the attack from the boat, but fortunately Dave noticed it, and Dave deftly dodged the dangerous debris without any damage done. Alex was on his way home from a 12-hour shift at a hospital lab running COVID tests. Traffic was stopping because of construction when a big rig plowed through a total of 7 cars. The semi first hit a Camaro, then veered to the left before correcting to the right, eventually pushing a truck into Alex. 6 people were sent to the hospital, with the driver of the Camaro taking the brunt of the impact. Alex didn't talk to the truck driver himself, but he overheard him telling the California Highway Patrol that he hadn't seen the traffic stopping. Compared to the others, Alex says he got the least of it. He's not a nurse, but he did his best to render aid to those who needed it. As far as the Tesla, it's a 2021 Model 3 they got for his wife's birthday in December. Every now and then she lets him drive it, and this was one of those days. Faraz was driving his 2-month-old Model 3 on Valentine's Day when he actually invented the inverted Honda bump. He was driving behind this Honda in Milton, Ontario, Canada when, for whatever reason, the Honda driver decided to stop dead at a green light while turning right. After stepping out, Faraz asked the guy why he'd stopped. He seemed a little out of it and stressed out, saying that he had no clue himself. Luckily, the bump was so minor there wasn't any damage to either car. Unfortunately, when it rains, it pours. Just 2 days later, his wife was driving to work when she was rear-ended by a Ford Escape being driven by a teenage girl who was apparently distracted by her phone. As luck would have it, Faraz had taken out the USB drive from the car the night before to copy the inverted Honda bump to send to us. So his wife left for work without the Teslacam recording. The damage from this accident was significant. The rear bumper cover will have to be replaced. Faraz is waiting for a repair estimate, but so far he's been told it will cost over $5,000 US. Eric was driving his Model 3 in Chesapeake, Virginia. Watch what happened as he pulled out onto a very busy road. Eric slammed on the brakes as a motorcycle pulled onto the road, and thankfully, an accident was narrowly avoided. Ironically, the biker's friend was capturing this whole event on video at the same time that the Tesla recorded it. Maybe they were filming for a certain TV show. Joe was waiting at a red light to make a left turn when a truck took the turn with a lot of confidence. He uses an aftermarket dashcam in his Model S, so let's listen to what he heard at the time.
Holy Let me get my balls out of my throat.
He was pretty confident he can make it.
Yeah, he was. I was not.
It's gonna be on the camera?
Yeah, should be.
George was driving his Model 3 in Austin, Texas. As he entered the freeway, debris started flying out of the pickup truck in front of him. He managed to use his Mario Kart skills to avoid it. For a moment, it actually looked like the truck driver was going to stop to clean up his mess, but then he just kept on trucking. Craig was driving his Model 3 in Port St. Lucie, Florida. Traffic was slowing down after an unmarked police car had collided with a guy riding a scooter. It looks as if the rider had been on the sidewalk and the police officer hit him accidentally as he was exiting the gas station, but who knows? He could have been a bank robber. This next video is also from Craig in the Sunshine State. It too involves emergency vehicles causing accidents, but this time it wasn't their fault. Craig was waiting at a red light when vehicles started moving out of the way for a fire truck responding to an emergency. Guess what happened next? Of course, a Honda driver decided to engage Honda bump mode, striking a Toyota who was trying to get out of the way. Craig was almost involved as well, as the car behind him came close to striking him had he not moved forward to give him some room. This video was recorded in 2019 before the rear Teslacam was enabled with a software update, so unfortunately we don't have that angle. He pulled over and loaded the videos on his iPhone. After the police spoke to the involved parties, they told Craig that they wished they had Teslacam footage of all accidents. Craig never did find out who was ruled to be at fault. What do you think? Was it the Honda driver's fault for hitting the Toyota who was moving over for the fire truck? Or the Toyota driver who moved over the solid line without checking that it was clear? Check out what Kevin saw while driving in Salt Lake City, Utah. He took this photo and sent it to us. Is this a Model 3 or a Civic? Or is this just a smart Tesla owner who found a way to avoid being Honda bumped?
Nice. Surprise!
You asked for it. Well, no, actually, you didn't, but here it is anyway. The hashtag Honda Bump shirt. This product has not been approved by Honda and is not affiliated with Honda in any way. Wear at your own risk. Dale was rear-ended by a Mercedes when he was sitting at a red light. The driver was the son of the owner of the car. His father arrived at the scene and begged Dale to tell the cops that he was driving instead of his son. The cops said that since nobody was hurt and the cars were still drivable, they weren't going to respond. Dale filed a police report online and called the other driver's insurance company. Their insurance told him that they had already reported the accident and said that the owner was driving, which was false. Since the cops didn't respond to the scene and the Teslacam footage didn't clearly show who was driving, Dale couldn't really contest the issue. Their insurance coverage paid for the total cost to replace his rear bumper cover and added another $2,200 for diminishing the value of the Tesla. The Sentry mode of Cameron's Model 3 captured this footage of a car backing out and slamming into the car next to him, narrowly avoiding a family of 4. The owners of the car that was hit were actually sitting in the car when this happened, and we can see them getting out and interacting with each other. Cameron tried sending the footage to the police department just in case there was any dispute, but they weren't interested since nobody bothered to make a police report of the accident. Nick was driving down I-81 in Martinsburg, West Virginia using autopilot on his way to a supercharger. That's when he noticed 2 cars flying up behind him. As soon as they caught up to him, he noticed the Dodge Charger was an unmarked police car with its lights on. The speeding Volvo cut into his lane, making sure to use his turn signal during a high-speed chase. How nice of them. At first, it looked like they were going to pull over, but then they took off running. Nick took his exit and saw at least 5 police vehicles entering the highway to join the pursuit. So, as soon as he got to the supercharger, he turned on a police scanner app to listen in on their radio traffic.
Cover 2019. Coming up on the 23 right now. I think I can see him from far away. Negative spike. They passed me, still northbound towards Maryland line. Cover 49. Past the spikes, still northbound.
Law enforcement eventually deployed multiple spike strips, nailing the Volvo on their second try.
They're driving past all the other vehicles on the shoulder, Burton. Passing all other vehicles on the shoulder.
The car wrecked, and the police officers arrested both the driver and the passenger after a brief foot chase. The 2 women had robbed multiple stores in the area, and this time they'd finally been caught. I guess the retail robbers were really rousted by the runners from the rapidly responding regiment. Smart Seeker was driving his Model 3 to get some pizza on Chinese New Year's Eve in Shanghai, China. That's when he found himself and his Teslacam in front row seats to the fireworks show. Since we usually end our videos with fireworks, he suggested using the fireworks captured by his Teslacam this time. What a great idea. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next Sunday.
Oh Lord, won't you buy me a cyber truck? My friends all drive diesel, I must make amends.